Hey, what's up people? Welcome to today's show Behind the Note, and today I'm privileged to have one of my mentors right here. He's one of the baddest best players in Zambia. His name is Sheba Chintu. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, this is really big for me having you here.
It's big for me too.
Yeah, because I'm always looking up to you. So you can just tell us a bit about yourself and how you started music. Yeah.
Okay, my name, like you said, is Sheba Chintu. Yeah. I started music way back in 1986, actually, when my mom bought me my first ukulele. She bought me and my elder brother 2 ukuleles.
You started playing a ukulele first?
Yes.
1986.
Yes.
Yes. I wasn't even born by then.
You're making me feel old. So my elder brother, actually, Ephraim Chintu, is the one who used to teach me how to play the ukulele.
Yeah.
So we used to play, the time that Shalamwana came, we used to love playing those Shalamwana tunes and the Picket Shala tunes on the guitars, yeah. Okay,
so your elder brother still plays?
My elder brother branched off into drums, so he plays drums. He loves
now.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good. Okay, it's always common for bass players to go in drums and drums come to bass.
Yeah, that's true.
But do you play any other instruments?
I barely play drums, guitars, and keyboards, but the one that I play a lot is the bass.
Oh, I've heard somebody tell me that you play keys and you use those strange chords.
Not really. No.
And that was a keyboard player telling me that.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, he was like, I saw Shabz one time on keys and he was just playing strange chords.
Maybe he meant strangers in they were bad.
I know. I don't think so. Yeah. So from ukulele you branched off to bass, and you started playing bass in church or any other?
In church, actually.
Yeah.
You know what happened? When I joined the church actually because I saw people playing real guitars.
Yeah.
Or in my mind, those were real guitars. The ukulele was not a real guitar. You know. So I started attending Maranatha Church in Kitwe. That was in 1993. And then I would see these people playing guitars, and I wanted to learn, but it was so difficult to get access to those guitars.
Yeah.
And then finally, there's a man called Shabz. He started a music school at Maranatha Church. Okay. So I started that music school, going to that school with 46 other people. But the music school only lasted 1 month. Yeah. And at the end of that 1 month, I was the only student remaining.
That's passion.
Yeah.
So is it the same Uncle Shabz who fixes guitar?
Yes.
Oh.
He's the first person to teach me bass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I saw one time he was fixing a guitar and he played some really good bass, and I had no idea that he played.
He's actually a bass player, but he also plays all other instruments. He's a very good teacher too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I get it from, because you're also a very good teacher. Also.
I guess because I had a good teacher. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So you started playing in Maranatha. Then how did you become a professional bass player?
I still have so much passion for bass.
Yeah.
And one of the people that actually inspired me was Ephraim Son.
Yeah.
And I wanted to play bass the way that he played bass. He was so free.
Yeah.
He could express himself. And so I followed some of his DVDs, videotapes at that time. They were not DVDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember he talked about, learning from other instruments. So what I did was I learned from everybody. I asked keyboard players questions, guitarists questions. I tried to understand their take on music, saxophone players. And I guess it's my interest and curiosity that, and I try to practice every day.
Yeah.
So I've been playing bass now for 25 years. And still every day I still try to practice as much as I can.
Yeah. So every day you try to practice. Like, is there maybe a day where you skip without practicing bass?
Of course that happens. Sometimes life happens, family, you have to make time for other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
So, but where do you play now? Do you play, like, are you in the church where you play, or do you have a band?
Yes, actually belong to a church called Love and Mercy.
Yeah.
We meet at Mulungoshi Conference Center every Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday mornings around 9. So I play there every Sunday. And then I belong to a lot of bands. I am an honorary member of the elect bands.
Yeah.
When their bass player is busy, that's when they call me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then also there's another band I belong to, it's called MVPs.
Okay.
Yeah, so I belong to that band as well.
What other members are in that band?
Well, actually, the members in MVP are still the same members that are in Elect.
Oh.
But with MVP, we do other things that are different from what Elect does.
Yeah. So are those like the sets where I see Chunks, you?
Yes,
Laz,
Mapalolas,
yeah.
yes.
Okay. Those are the most busy bands that you are in right now.
Yeah. At least this frequency of work is still high, considering what's going on with COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is MVP like what kind of band is it? Is it like does it have a specific genre or?
Okay, so with MVP is more of a corporate band, so we do corporate gigs, functions,
Oh yeah.
Dinners, birthdays, weddings, and
Okay.
stuff like that. Elect is more on the gospel
On
side.
the gospel side.
So MVP is more on the corporate
Corporate
side,
side, yeah.
to make some money.
Yeah, that's very important. Almost all of us are looking up to you in the bass community. And
It's an honor.
yeah, we would also love to know what people do you look up to?
I also look up to you people. Because without you people, there would be no need for me. Yeah. Well, it's a tricky question. I can say I guess the first person to inspire me was my elder brother.
Yeah.
Chukulanya. And then from there, it was Abraham Laborio.
Yeah.
Then Victor Wooten. Then Marcus Miller. Then Stanley Clark.
Yeah.
Stanley Jordan. All these great
The
instruments.
Jacos.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And the list is endless.
It's endless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's not forget Larry Maluma as well. Because I remember I used to watch him a lot and thinking, why is his guitar so different? And he looks so cool. So, yeah, he inspired me as well. I used to watch him a lot.
He's a bass player from what?
Yeah, he used to play with Pongozi.
Oh.
Yeah, he's I believe he's in Australia now.
Really?
Yeah, so these are like the veterans, these are the people that, started this thing, or rather, that I look up to in Zambia.
Oh.
he's the one.
I think that's too far for me to, to think about. Yeah, because Pongos, for us, Pongos is like oldies, like way back.
Yeah. That is when music was real.
Yeah.
That music, those people, you see, to me, those were pioneers.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the internet the way we have it today.
Yeah.
There were no music schools. There was no material like we have access to material nowadays.
Yeah.
With YouTube and Google.
Mm.
So whatever skill they learned, they had to, struggle to acquire it.
And they were defining the Zambian music genre.
Yes, they were charting a way that was not there before. So really pioneers.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for them. I know Racheal personally is my hero. Yeah, people like Victor Kasoma, people like Sir Jones. These people didn't have it easy the way that we have it easy. Yeah, it was a struggle back then. And also, business-wise, it was very difficult back then. Nowadays, people kind of understand that you have to pay a band.
Yeah.
The fees. You can make a living off music, like me. That's how I make my living.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was very, very hard. It was very difficult to make money like this.
So you had to be like a musician with a side job.
Yeah.
Yeah, music had to be like the side job.
Yeah.
Then you have a full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for those guys, they managed to do just music, which is amazing at the time, which was not very conducive.
Yeah. So maybe you can talk about, since you've seen both ends, like the past and now. Maybe you can tell us what do you think is the state of Zambian music for instrumentalists now?
Okay, there's a lot to be said. What I can say is I'm very happy with the development, with what's going on, especially before COVID. I saw a lot of new bands coming up, a lot of people getting interested in music. I was seeing a lot of people wanting to learn how to play music, parents actually bringing their children to learn music, which is never used to happen before. Before, if you're a child and you tell your parents, I want to learn music, they would really discourage you, like, no, you're wasting your time. But now we have parents bringing up their children to learn music, because actually music opens up the mind.
Yeah.
Playing piano, you use the left and the right side of the brain, scientists say. Yeah, so it's a very good exercise mentally. It helps you with stress and a lot of things. So I'm seeing a lot of bands. The only thing that I'm worried about is the mushrooming of new bands was so fast that they're forgetting rather, so it seems to me anyway, they're forgetting where they're coming from. People need to know who pioneered this music. What did they do? What are their names? What is their story? So that we can push forward a story for the other upcoming generations that are coming in. They need to know our history. As Zambia, where music has come from. What is Zamro? What is Kalindula? Kalindula isn't just one genre. It's actually all the genres that we have in Zambia, and they're different. So we've just called all of them Kalindula, but actually they're very deep and they're very different.
But what's your favorite genre of music to play?
Wow. Wow, that's very, very difficult. I love all genres. There's something nice about every genre. Before I used to have songs and genres that I thought were very boring. I don't know, maybe because I was young and now I'm older. That genre that I thought was boring is now becoming interesting, But I think if I was to pull out at gunpoint the genres I like, I think number one would be gospel. I love that worship music. And number two from there would be jazz. So these two I think are really close to my heart.
Jazz, because jazz has also...
Yes, it's true, isn't it? Jazz is also quite huge. I like fusion, I like smooth jazz. I just love jazz. I guess I love all the jazzes that are there.
What kind of jazz does Victor Wooten play?
I've seen him play everything, but mostly it's fusion and smooth jazz. Yeah, I've seen him do a lot of that. I haven't seen him do a lot of traditional jazz, but he has done that.
Yeah. Okay. And how many people do you think you've played for? That's a question I know.
Okay, I've played for some, like on gigs, like on the stage, and then I've recorded in albums as well. I've been recording in albums since maybe 2000. There was a period in my life when I was recording songs every weekend. I'll be doing like maybe 2-3 albums, and an album is like 10 songs, 10, 15 songs. So every weekend I'm doing like 3-4 albums for years. So I wish I knew that was going to be the trend for a long time. I would have been recording to say these are the songs that I never recorded, so I don't know. If I was to guess, I think I've recorded for hundreds of artists.
But off the top of your head, any names that can come to mind right now?
Well, the person that I really recorded for in the recent past was Ephraim, Son of Africa. Yeah, almost all his albums except for probably like the very first, which was done by Norman. There's a bass player called Norman.
Oh.
Yeah, from Kitchener. Very, very amazing bass player.
Yeah, I've heard that name before.
Yeah.
And somebody posted something on one of the groups on WhatsApp. A song by the thing. I know the song.
Oh no, that's just making fun. That was a joke. That was an inside joke. You know what the funny thing is, you might just find that probably I'm the one who played it. I just don't remember.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say also that while there's some people who inspire me who have gone ahead of me, there are actually some musicians who inspire me who are actually younger than me, who have been playing less years than me. But when I look at the things they're doing, the works they're doing, it amazes me, it blows me away.
Yeah.
I can mention a few like LV, Okito.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one is a beast.
Oh yes, he is. It's quite amazing. It's phenomenal. And Daniel Chulu, he's in South Africa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And let's not forget Uncle Kasochi, David Kasochi.
Yeah.
I mean,
that is a bass player.
Yeah, that is a bass player.
Yeah. But you had some time with him. Like, did he teach you any bass or?
Kasochi?
Yeah.
He always teaches me. Every time I get an opportunity to go to his home, I know that I'm going to learn a lot. Yeah.
That is one place I need to visit also.
Oh yes, indeed.
Everyone is talking about that.
It is like the Mecca for bass players. You have to make that trip.
Yeah. And I like what his band is doing. They have like 2 albums now, right?
Oh yes. 2 great albums.
Yeah, and I think musicians now, instrumentalists now are making albums now.
Yes. Instrumentalists now are making albums. I'm working on my album as well.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be done by the end of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Neither can I.
When is the next single, the first single coming out?
Probably 2 months' time.
Wow.
Hopefully.
I never saw that one coming.
Yes, I've been keeping it on the down low.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, well now everybody knows.
Yeah. So guys, be on the lookout. This is going to be a big album.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it. I'll probably be the first one to buy it.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
I need that money.
Yeah. Any people that you're working with on the album that we might know?
Well, as you know, with albums like this, you always have to negotiate with people. I want to have different people, so we're still in that process. But working with, Blessington Malenga, keyboard player, amazing keyboard player.
Yeah.
Then there's Mapalo, Sunday, Lazarus, the usual. Founders.
Yeah.
Then I'm hoping also to work with Manasseh, the keyboard player for Afro
Sensei.
Oh yes, that would be awesome. So the reason why I want to have these different people is to have different flavor.
Yeah.
And just to bring on some of that fire that they have.
Yeah.
To, yeah.
And it's going to be like a diverse album in terms of genres.
I think so. It's gonna be fusion.
Yeah.
Let's call it fusion.
Yeah. I used to play with Blessington.
Yeah. And the late Licks. Yeah.
But the one that I wanted to talk about was at this jazz club at Lady. What's the name?
Oh, Misty Jazz Restaurant.
Yeah.
Yes.
You had a band that time that was called
Optimistic.
Optimistic.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we've been talking about that with Blessington.
Yeah.
And we are also working on doing an album as Optimistic also. Yes. So that's also in the pipeline.
Hey,
Yeah.
I can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
Good things coming up this year. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like you said last time, Christmas has come early.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah, you mentioned that when Elect said they have a song out.
Yeah, they've done their single out, which is come out. You can find it, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I heard it on radio, and I even bought it in fact.
Oh
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and you're like one of the people who have influenced the new wave, the new sound in especially in gospel music now. Yeah. So, what changes have you seen, like in terms of the new sound that's coming in? Do you think it's do you think people are forgetting the old Zambian music, or?
I believe music is growing in the country, and people are, people like different genres.
Yeah.
Just like people love to listen to different types of specific genres, also musicians love to play specific genres.
Yeah.
And you find that when in a country there are few musicians, you're forced to learn all genres to cater for all the markets.
Yeah.
Everybody. But as the more musicians are coming up and learning, some musicians are deciding to specialize on one particular genre. And that is good, because if you specialize on one thing, you can grow that thing further than if you're trying to specialize in so many things at the same time.
Yeah.
So I've noticed there's some certain groups that are specializing in gospel music. Some groups are specializing in Karindula, others rumba, others rock, etc., etc. So, which I think is a good thing. I'm looking at people like James Sakala and Temba. They're specializing on that Afro fusion mix, like Afro jazz, and it's beautiful. So I think people are now, putting elements of that Zambian feel into the different genres that we've learned from the West, from Congo, from South Africa, etc.
Okay. So, but this means it doesn't take away from our culture, right?
Music is all about evolving. At first I used to think a lot that maybe it's taking away. What I can say is, let's not forget where we're coming from. But again, music is all about evolving into the future. Everything is changing. Everywhere in the world. If you look at the music that they're playing now in the States and the music they used to play just 20 years ago, it's totally evolved.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the new music, which has never been heard before, is still American.
Yeah.
So I'd like to believe that we need to see ourselves like that as well.
Yeah.
We might be evolving, but we're Zambian, so our music is still the Zambian sound. It's how we interpret it. And express it to the world.
Yeah, I'm actually asking this because there are so many, I would say, complaints from the older people to say, this new music is it's trash, you're copying from Western culture. There are those.
Yes, there's arguments on each side. Yeah. That's what I've noticed. But what I can say is music always evolves. I mean, like I said, the music that I listen to now is the music that I used to listen to when I was young. And I was reading this scientific study where some people studied, and they said usually when someone hits the age of 33 or around about there, they don't want to listen to new music anymore. They want to be listening to the music they used to listen to. So that happens with everybody. So unfortunately, music is always growing and evolving, just like language.
Yeah.
The way we speak language today is not the way we used to speak back in the day. Because language is also evolving. You have new words now, like there is no. If someone was to take that statement, take it back like 10 years ago, people were like, what is it?
What is this?
Yeah, but now it's a statement. Everybody seems to understand what it means. Or wamwika kuwaya. And music is a language.
Yeah.
So if music is a language, the same way that language evolves, even music evolves.
Yeah.
Like the English that we speak, we might have learned it from the British and then later on from the Americans. But at the end of the day, we still have that Zambian English.
Yeah.
It's English, but it's Zambian. Because the people from the West won't speak it like we do.
Yeah.
So I'd like to believe that even the music that we play, we might play their jazz. And in fact, jazz music came from Africa.
Yeah.
Okay? So when you have people say you're copying from the West, no, actually we're taking back what they got.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of music styles actually that people would come in. People come in to study music in Africa, they go to study music in India, and then they go and add what their knowledge of Western music to it, and then they interpret it like that. And so when we hear it from them first, because maybe the people in Africa are not putting down the music on CDs and selling as much as they are, we're thinking this is an American sound, when actually it's an African sound. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but maybe one last question, because I have a lot of questions and I have little time.
I know. Maybe you should call me back.
You should come back. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just all over the place, just trying to get as much information as possible.
Yeah.
But what would you advise young musicians? What would you advise, especially bass players, since you are more of a bass player?
I would advise, like I said, because we don't have that many musicians in the country.
Yeah.
When you're a musician in Zambia, you really have to have an idea on all the genres. That means we have to put in extra work. Okay, you have to put in extra work, study more, research more. Music is like a science.
Yeah.
Things just don't come to you. You have to do your own research. You have to study.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, you have to practice. Okay, you have to study, get information. There's YouTube, there's Google, there's musicians that you can talk to.
Yeah.
And you don't have to only rely on bass players. Music is one language.
Yeah.
You can get information from a keyboard player, a guitar player, anybody. Victor Wooten says you can even learn things from babies. Just give a baby a guitar and let them play around with it. For sure you'll hear something you've never heard before.
Yeah.
And you'll learn something. So, number one, I would advise them not to be proud. That was the first lesson that I ever got. Don't allow pride to kill your destiny. Don't allow pride to get in the way even before you take off. Yeah. A lot of people will clap for you, a lot of people will applaud you, but keep it close, keep it real, don't be proud.
Yeah, and I'm sure you got that lesson because you're one of the most humble musicians I've ever met.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Because your skill level and your humility, like a person of your caliber, I wouldn't expect them to be as humble as you are. Yeah. So maybe guys, that's the key to being a great bass player as a coach. Yeah. So
I remember my friend Lex used to joke. He used to say, Papa wa humble ni nari wa humble ni.
Over the late leaks.
Yes.
Yeah, that was also one of the best drummers we had in Zambia.
For sure.
And I hear you used to be really close with him.
Oh yes, man. He was like my brother,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the best drum relationship.
It was the best.
It was beyond just instruments, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Anyway, because of time and because we'll have to call you back again.
I must have something in the future to say.
Yeah. This was a great conversation. It was really a pleasure having you here, Uncle Shabz.
Thank you so much. The pleasure's mine.
Yeah, thank you very much for showing up.
Thank you. Thank you.